Avia-Tek, Aerospace Consulting for Emerging Markets.
Earlier this May, Avia-Tek attended the ISTAT Asia conference, which was held in Hong Kong. All the major leasing and aircraft trading companies were in attendance, and there was a very strong presence from Chinese and Japanese companies as well. If you didn't attend and you're involved in the aviation finance business, I would highly recommend it. Starting with Chinese airlines, currently the Chinese airline fleet stands at 2,200 aircraft, of which approximately 1,500 are under lease. This is actually about more than 20% higher than the global fleet's percentage of leased aircraft. For Chinese leasing companies, they currently have a portfolio of about 400 aircraft under ownership. Their domestic market share is under 30%. However, this is a pretty solid achievement if you consider that they were only really active in the industry since 2007, and China ascended into Cape Town as late as 2009. So not a bad performance at all. Consolidation in the industry was discussed, and the general consensus is there will not be a major amount of consolidation to occur. There's still quite a number of new entrants coming into the market, and interest rates will perhaps weigh on the amount of consolidation that does occur. BOCA's acquisition of Singapore Aircraft Leasing was seen as a pretty good success story for Chinese companies entering the and expanding into that market through M&A. And it would not be unlikely to see other Chinese leasing companies, especially the bigger ones, to also be in an acquisitive mode. Regarding valuations, there's clearly two trends which we took note of. First is that there's more convexity in the valuations of not only four-engine aircraft, but also twin engines. Also, pre- and post-transition valuations can change significantly, and this issue could be of particular importance to aircraft under lease to Chinese airlines. There was a CEO panel of lessors, and they discussed LCCs in Asia in depth. Some of the key points were that most of the CEOs felt that there were in fact too many LCCs competing in the market. Although there's a penetration rate of about 27 to 28% for Asia overall, some of the lessor CEOs in fact thought that there were not enough LCCs that were truly operating under an LCC model, but were just LCCs in name. The major limiting factors to LCC growth in Asia today are still regulatory restraints and vested interests that prevent LCCs from moving into markets dominated by some of the mainland legacy carriers. Furthermore, there hasn't been really proof of this transnational or transcontinental LCC concept, whereas there's been success in single markets like the United States or the European Union with Southwest, Ryanair, EasyJet. It remains to be seen if AirAsia or Spring Airlines or other Chinese or Asian LCCs will be able to achieve such success in a transcontinental or transnational market. Lastly, the CEO panel discussed what are the key ingredients to having a successful leasing company. Those were one, a strong core shareholder, seen as one of the most important factors. Then diversification of funding from capital markets, bank debt, and also primary shareholder. And third, do not over leverage your company during the good times, because when the economic conditions deteriorate, you may find yourself in a poor position. And lastly, geographic diversification was seen as vital to long-term success of aviation leasing companies. When you consider if Chinese companies have some of these ingredients, and especially some of the new entrants, obviously geographic diversity is going to be difficult to achieve when you're just a startup. I think the major challenge for new entrants is actually to bring in that technical competency and bring in the right personnel that understand the subtleties and complexities that are involved with a aircraft leasing transaction. This is still something which is being struggled with by some of the Chinese lessors, and it would really differentiate a generalist lessor from a truly aircraft-focused lessor. So we did a written report on the ISTAT Asia conference. You can download it in the link below.